Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm Sophia Sond, the program manager at the tech platform. So, in our platform, we have Mr. Shubham Dumbre with us, who will speak on data management. This is the sixth session with Shubham Dumbre. So earlier he said about the operating systems and many more which we have, which is all the videos which are recorded in the YouTube. And if you were not able to see those videos, you can go to the YouTube and see what he's saying. And on that videos also, if you have any issues, you can directly reach Mr. Shubham Dumbre. So right now he will speak on data management. This is the sixth session, which is also recorded, and this will be in YouTube and all the other social platforms at the tech platform. So, hi, Mr. Shubham Dumbre.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi. How are you? You all fine?
Yeah, all good.
You're all good. So, are you ready for the session?
Yes,
Shall
all
we
set.
start?
Yes,
Okay. So, let me add your screen.
sure.
It's done. So all the very best, Mr. Shubham Dumbre, and the people who are listening this session are feel free to ask any of the questions regarding the data management. And after that, after seeing this video, also you can ask and you can directly reach Mr. Shubham Dumbre. So all the very best, Mr. Shubham, for the session.
Thank you very much, Sophia. I'll start.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. And this time it's a very interesting topic with us, that is data management. And I know that this topic has a lot to cover, but in order to keep it more simple, the flow would be data management, data storage and backup, and data security. So today we'll be focusing on these three major points. And when the word data management comes into picture, the major part is like how we sort the data, how we utilize it in a better manner, how we keep it for further uses, and many more use cases. The most important thing in today's part, you can say that data is the new oil, because with data you can accomplish what is probably not possible easily. So what exactly is data? Let's start with the very basic definition. So data can be quantity, data can be information, data can be graphs, data can be measurements, observations, facts, numbers, etc. So whatever we collect, probably, or not just we, but any company or any survey that collects from us, is a data. The data would be some sort of information, or it is just like you are filling out some survey or feedback or something like that. So in broader sense, we can say that data is a combination of all these things. And so why data management is important? So data is the master key to everything that happens in our world. Now, how you would say, think like, how is that possible? So our choices, our opinions, our feedbacks, likes, shares, subscribes, preferences, history, records, etc., are different forms of data. Like for example, if you like to have some fast food, so you go for fast food outlets on the food options, like food delivery options. So at that point, the application knows that you are probably more inclined towards fast food in case you like to travel via car. So what kind of cars do you prefer? Everything depends on your choice. Similarly, for whatever videos you like, whatever you share, etc., is some data point that is being marked on your end, and that's the result that you get such recommendations. A very good example is the Netflix, which we regularly use. So, if in case you like thriller movies, so it will give you recommendations related to thriller movies. How did Netflix know that? But so Netflix uses the recommender system by which it understands that you are probably more like you like to watch thriller movies, and that's how the Netflix algorithm works in such a manner that it will show you more and more thriller movies whenever we log into Netflix. So similarly, in case if you have any kind of records, like for example, you have some medical history with some disease or something like that, so you would get preferences, or you would get results related to medicines and all in such fashion. So this is how our choices, opinions, feedbacks, likes, etc., matter a lot, and all these are the data points that the companies, or probably the person, like the third party, collects from us, and according to that we get preferences, and our life gets influenced in some or the other manner. So in simple terms, we can say that data drives knowledge, and knowledge results into action, so data drives to actions. Now, this image speaks a lot, a picture with 1,000 words. So if you just see in every minute of our day, we can like make out from this. But in order to put some light on how things work. So we see 26,000 apps are downloaded every minute, 15.2 million texts are sent, then 210 million emails are sent per minute. There's a very huge, you could say, number that so these many actions are happening during one single minute. So how you can see there's a huge amount of data that gets generated, and we call this data the big data. So we live in a data driven society today, and everything that happens with us, that will happen with us, and that has happened with us is somewhere or the other related to data, whatever data we, or preferences or history that we had. And according to this image, we can easily make out that yes, in some or the other manner we are related to data, and we definitely give out data points. So as I termed the definition, that this data which constantly gets updated, and this is like ever increasing, it's not going to decrease. So what is this data known as? This data is big data, and this image is actually very pictorial, like how things work in case of data. And today on just fingertips, we can control probably the whole system, the whole workflow. So that's how big data comes into picture. Now, the most important thing about data is that the quality of data matters a lot in order to drive decisions, in order to take everything ahead in a better manner. And so there are around 7 points which matter a lot in case of data. As this session deals with data management, so let's try to focus on understand on different major fundamentals of data which are necessary. So quality matters a lot in case of data. Accuracy, for example, if you are presenting any kind of facts or figures or any numbers, so the realistic figures or realistic applications need to be accurate, because only then the particular data, can be helpful and useful in driving the decisions. Integrity of data also matters a lot, along with consistency, because in order to like understand a particular flow, for example, if we are calculating weather for or responses for different you could say weeks, so at that point the weather department collects different samples of data and then tries to predict what would happen in future. So integrity, consistency matter. Again, completeness is something that matters, because incomplete data would like just result into a little learning a dangerous thing. So we can probably face difficult situations if the data is not complete. And so validation also matters a lot, because nowadays it is like everywhere we see just data, data and data. And because of that, in case if you even search for a single thing on the web, you find thousands of search results that come up. But what about the validation? What about the things that are these things really verified? Are the things really valid? Because we all are like just dumping data on the web, but what about the validation part? So at that point, validation plays a very important role. Like in order to maintain the quality of data, validation is something that plays the pivotal role. Again, timeliness. Now if something has got evolved across time or evolved around time, so you need to know like how things or products, or you could say the timelines have been shifted from the previous versions to the next versions, and what were the changes. And also timeliness also plays a very key role in like understanding the data and framing it in a better manner. And last but not the least is the accessibility part. Like the accessing the data on cross platform devices also matters a lot, because these days we just don't stick to the desktop versions. We also utilize very good smartphones and other techs like iPads, and also the accessibility of data with the right credentials and with the right person matters a lot. So here is where the security part comes into picture. We'll understand this more in detail, so let's move ahead. Now we all have heard cloud. The cloud is a very interesting term. Now cloud storage is a method by which we can store our data, maybe it is photo, video, audio, or content, or anything like that, in logical pools on the cloud. It is not a, you could say, physical space for us. It is a virtual space for us, where we can store like our data at different geographical locations by means of servers. Cloud storage is offered by various service providers, and they definitely offer free and paid service plans. Now cloud definitely has cross platform functionality. Apart from that, we just need an internet connection to access the cloud. And let's understand like how we can utilize cloud and ease up our data management part. So these are some images which probably speak for themselves, that how cloud has bought everything just on our fingertips. And what are the key features of popular data storage, backup, and recovery platforms? Now the image that's just on the right says that we probably can have the whole world in the on a smartphone today by means of the cloud, because support for multiple platforms and mobile devices. The very first point says that it covers almost all kinds of devices. Maybe it's a phone or it's a tablet or it's any kind of device that particularly is an internet device. And yes, of course, cloud will require internet because internet and cloud go hand in hand. Second thing, the most important thing is support for smartphone apps. Now, these days, many applications require permissions for like accessing cloud files and all. So the smartphone really supports the cloud in case if you have used cloud applications. We'll discuss those ahead in this particular session. Minimum bandwidth, minimum resource consumption. Now, the best part about cloud is that you don't need any physical space. So you won't need a big device or a costly device to probably run cloud. Cloud is just like renting space online and then using it. It's just like renting an apartment for your stay instead of like having building your own. So that's one good thing, and it's really you could say effective in terms of cost and in terms of efficiency. Next, we go to enormous file formats for uploading. Now, in case if you have different file formats, now probably you switch from different operating systems, right, from Windows to Mac OS or something like that. So at that point, also you can upload any kind of extensions on the cloud, and it is probably having online readers by which you can read and understand different kinds of file formats. And let's go for the cloud apps for editing files on the fly. So we have many a times used Google Docs or Google Slides or Google Spreadsheets. So all these are like very good examples of editing the files on the fly. So you just don't need to install the whole Office and then open the file. You can just directly click on the particular file and open it via cloud and edit it whatever you want. Next is portability assorted with operating systems. The best part about this is that it is not just you could say restricted to any one operating system. It can function in all the three, all different kinds of operating systems. And yes, of course, that makes cloud very interesting. And it has security against unauthorized access. So we have come across various use cases which speak about how cloud can be restricted to specific domains or specific people. It is not accessible to everyone, and that's how it can be secure. So this is a very good picture that says like how cloud is secure and how we can utilize the security of cloud to keep our data more safe and more in a organized manner. And let's have a look at some leading data platforms now. So the very first and the very familiar is Google Drive. So we all are like, almost every one of us has heard about this Google Drive. It is a very popular cloud-based system which is provided by Google, and it supports multiple file formats. It's free for cloud and editing apps. You get a 15 GB plan with a free account. Like you just need a Gmail account and you can have a 15 GB storage for uploading your files and keeping them on the drive. In case your business or your use case is bigger, then you have different plans ranging to 100 GB, 200 GB, 2 TB, and again the enterprise editions. So this image again says that it is cross-device functional. So you can utilize the same, you can use the same or access the same files across different devices, across different operating systems. So this is about Google Drive. And the link is simple. The Google Drive, you can just Google the Google Drive. That's what I can say. Next is Mega. Now Mega is again a different provider, a very interesting provider, which provides you 50 GB of free space in case you sign up for a new account. Now this is interesting because not many of us know about Mega. There are different plans for professionals. There are different plans for individuals. So on the right side, you can see some pricing that I could find from the latest Mega website. And Mega probably has the URL as mega.nz. The benefits of this platform are this is a very fast storage system, and it has end-to-end encryption with security keys, and it has it uses a very minimum bandwidth. So that is the reason the loading speed and probably the download speed really is excellent in case of Mega. So it is compatible with different devices again. So that is a plus. So Mega is the second platform that I wanted to like showcase in this particular session. The third one, the very interesting one, is Mediafire. Now Mediafire is like very pocket friendly, you can say that, because the advantages are it provides large amount of storage, and it has no advertisements as such, and it can be easily accessed across various devices, and it provides 1 TB to 100 TB of space. It's very interesting that you can get download links for the files, and you can upload bulk files, of course, because it has humongous space. So you can definitely upload and download files very easily, and it has unlimited bandwidth. Probably, if you go with some higher plan, it has unlimited bandwidth. So that's how the things work. And on the right side, you can see there is a pro, business, and a basic plan. So that's how Mediafire has price. And yes, it is really, really interesting to use Mediafire. I have tried that myself. Next is Dropbox. Yes, this name is also somewhat familiar to us because it has like been with us since long. The salient features are, of course, dynamic upload, sync, and retrieval, sharing files and folders in a secure mode. Now, this is something that makes Dropbox different than the other competitors. Management of workspaces for security. So Dropbox can have different plans, basic plus family. So every according to the plan and the structure of the plan, you will have different pricing plans also. But apart from that, if you go for the different business kind of use cases, you will have a plus, family, professional, standard, and advanced Dropbox, by which you can definitely think on the features. There are multiple features which are available on the website. The website is dropbox.com, and you can definitely check out which features are really interesting and which you really need for your use case. So synchronization for multiple devices across platforms. So advanced search for contents and uh, watermarking. For example, this feature actually stands out other than the competitors, that you can watermark your files, whatever you upload on your Dropbox, in case you're sharing it with someone else. So watermarking is available in the professional version. So it depends on the kind of version that you buy, but these are some salient features of Dropbox. So you can just think of Dropbox too. Next is iDrive. Now, this is a different name. It is not iCloud, it is iDrive. So its salient features are again backup of all like devices in single platform dashboard and online file sync. So there are different plans here again: the personal, team, business, managed, endpoint, and iDrive. So it depends on the kind of use case you have, but you can just visit idrive.com. And regular backup, it has auto backups and different kinds of settings that probably are more towards the business use cases. So continuous and high availability of data protection. Here, the data security part plays a very important role because it has a regular backup, it has an auto backup kind of a setting, and dynamic archiving and recovery in secured mode. So yes, you can also archive your files and probably share it across devices using iDrive. So iDrive, definitely the link is idrive.com. You can just have a look. And this is not iCloud. I'm again repeating this because iCloud is different and iDrive is different. So you can definitely look at iDrive as a good option to drive your data management part. Next is SyncThing. Now, SyncThing.net is an open source project, as I probably cover mostly things that also resonate with open source. So this is something that I came across when I was researching on open source data platforms that really play an important role. And SyncThing is a platform that provides security and integrity of data resources. So it generally runs on a GUI panel that has a local host kind of a setting. And yes, it is portable with different operating systems: Windows, FreeBSD, Mac OS, and the others. No need for specific configuration or IP address. So you can use it according to your use case, and it is an open source thing, so you don't need to pay anything as such. And smartphone compatible with mobile apps. So it is private, it is secure. You can try this out. SyncThing, it is a new name. And in this whole session, this is the only thing that I found from the open source department, because rest others somewhere or the other charge something, but this is free. This is like, you can definitely give it a try. And the next one is sync.com. Now, sync.com and SyncThing are different things. Sync.com also has like the free cloud storage with security, and can be shared with multiple security keys. Now here, security keys play a very important role because in case if you, it acts just like the passwords. Like in case if you don't have the right password, you won't be able to access the file which is sync. And the permission management, again, just like Google, right? It has permissions, like maybe you can view it, you can edit it, you can comment some. That's how it works. And expiry date for management. Now here, files are secured data. So in case if you have shared a file and if the person in front has not checked the file for probably 2 days and the expiry date was just single day, then the file person won't be able to access that file. So again, this feature is a standout feature that actually makes sync.com a very interesting one, and can be operated in different platforms, again, Android, iOS, and Mac, and the web. So that is about sync. Now that's the very favorite one, the iCloud, which we all have like almost heard of. Like the iCloud, the it syncs with all the devices, iMac, or probably you take it to iPhone operating system, or the iPad operating system or Mac operating system, so it works across the iOS devices. Also, in case if you want to access it apart from the operating systems that Apple gives, you can definitely access it somewhere out using other devices, but definitely the features and the use cases are more better in case of iOS devices. So that's how iCloud is very interesting. So there are different plans again. They keep on revising their plans regularly. So you can again just work like Google Drive in case if you just want to have upload songs and backup of your videos and photographs and all. You can definitely use iCloud. Everyone gets a 5 GB. In case if you have an Apple ID, you can get 5 GB of free iCloud space to start off. And then in case if your use case or probably you need more space, you can pay and use that. So the plans come in 5 GB, 50 GB, 200 GB, and 2 TB configurations. And if in case you need bigger plans than that, you can definitely contact the support team to get understanding about the bigger plans. Yeah, now this is a different name, Amazon Drive. Yeah, I know that not many people knew that Amazon had Drive, but that's Amazon Drive. So there are three plans: basic, the unlimited photographs plan, and the unlimited storage plan. So different kinds of plans again here. Here, Amazon Drive is the Amazon Cloud Drive. It was formerly known as Amazon Cloud Drive, the storage application managed by Amazon. The service offers cloud storage, file backup sharing, and photo printing. So in case of Amazon Drive, the thing is that if you are in US, you can like order photo prints and you will get the sprints like delivered to your doorstep. That's good thing about Amazon Drive. Using an Amazon account, files and folders can be transferred into multiple devices, just like our other cloud applications. So that's the good thing about Amazon Drive. And Amazon Drive also provides doorstep deliveries in case you need some prints or something like that. Amazon Drive is the option. So that's about Amazon. Now these three are like the biggest competitors if we talk about Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. So if you are a developer, if you are more towards development or cloud development, if to be very specific, so these three names play a very pivotal role because Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud, all three are like the fundamentals these days that are leading the cloud space. Each of them have different configurations, each of them have different pricing plans, and mostly they all have the pay as you go plan where you need to pay according to the kind of machine or kind of configuration you would choose. Best part about them is that you don't need to constantly keep the machine on. There are at some instances you would need to, because if in case your cloud product needs to be online for 24/7, so definitely you would need that. But the good thing is that you just need to pay if your instances are on and off. So AWS has a different set of products. Azure again has different set of products, and Google Cloud has different. So cloud, in case of Google Cloud, we have heard the names like Firestore, Firebase, and all. So that comes in Google Cloud. Azure has Identity, Microsoft Identity, SharePoint, and such kind of stuff. And AWS has EC2 and different kinds of machines. So I would particularly have an in-depth session about these three because this will be more on the tech side. So I don't want to add everything today itself. This is a bigger topic to discuss, these three. So we'll cover these at some other point. But now let's revise like whatever we covered till now. Yeah. So the very first thing that we understood was about how data plays a very important role in today's world and what data comprises of. And data, knowledge, and action are all connected. It is like a cycle that goes hand in hand, and data is something that drives our action. So that's how the data plays a very pivotal, a very key important role in driving all actions. And this is the image that definitely speaks for itself, that so many things happen just in a minute, just in 60 seconds. And that is the reason we all are a part of a data driven society today. And everything, like right from our preferences, right from our choices, right from our use cases, like what if we are a business owner of what we would prefer or what we won't, everything gets marked, and according to that we get preferences either on the social media, either on the broadcasting platforms, and etc. So that's about the how things go ahead in terms of data society. As we know that social media constantly gets posts and blogs and many things that come up. So again, here the data is not structured. So here big data comes into picture because this data is not going to stop. In case if you want to access some post which you had posted around 5 years ago, still you're able to see it on Facebook because this data is stored somewhere. Similarly, if you post something in just 2 minutes, even that will get reflected on the same account. So now, if you just think on a broader spectrum, you would understand that yeah, it's very big, it's very large, enormous. That how things go, how things work in case of data, and of course, data is something that needs to be very secure. How we can be more safe? That's the reason we keep many app passwords, or you say login passwords, so that our data remains with us. And nowadays there's also one authenticating system that marks like the two-factor authentication that is used for securing data. So in case if you have the ID and password, still you would need that two-factor authentication code. In case of Facebook, it is code generator. In case of other applications, you need to like tap on the mobile phone or the device that is synced with the account, so that there won't be any unauthorized access and misuse of the data. So that's how things work. And as we discussed, these are the 7 points that play a very crucial role in maintaining the quality of data. So accuracy, integrity, consistency, completeness, validity, timeliness, and accessibility. These are the seven colors. That these are the seven fundamentals of data quality. So that's how data can be like used. And there are like servers that particularly store data. But now, if servers come into picture, we just cannot have bigger configuration machines to have play with the real-time application. So that is the reason we would need cloud storage, and then comes the cloud part. Cloud can is a physical, you could say, that's stored at different geographical locations. Cloud storage offered by various service providers, and they offer free paid services depending upon the plan and the type of plan you choose. And you can cancel, and you can also like redeem any data packet at any time. It has some kind of terms and conditions, but definitely you can read and go ahead with that. Best part about cloud, as we discussed, it is cross platform, it is cross operating system, so you can use it on any operating system, you can use it on any mobile device. It supports smartphone applications. Also, the amount of data that you want to display using the cloud can also be restricted at some or the other points. Then you can upload bigger files, you can download files. Again, access grants, like someone would have view access, someone would have an edit access, someone would have just comment access. So depending upon the kind of use case, you can definitely use the cloud part. And security against unauthorized access, as I mentioned, you can have two-factor authentication or some more layer of security that would benefit in storing backup, creating a backup and recovering the data, and of course in on a broader sense to manage data. Yeah, so we discussed Google Drive. Google Drive, we all have understood. So it has 15 GB of free plan, and then it goes to 100, 200, and 2 TB plans. This link is simple. You just need to go to google.com/drive, and the features we have already discussed. So next comes Mega. Mega offers you 50 GB of free plan, and it depends like how big you want to go ahead, because Mega is really, really interesting if you want to use it. So, but depending upon the use case, you can choose the Pro Lite, Pro, Pro 2, and Pro 3 plans. Then comes Mediafire. Mediafire again has a large amount of storage, and it is pocket friendly, of course. So you can think of like uploading and retrieval from the web platform. It's a web-based platform, so this good thing about Mediafire is there won't be any advertisements, and you can download and upload very big files. It's like it has unlimited bandwidth for uploading and downloading. Next is Dropbox. This is a very familiar name. There are different plans according to your use case, and the salient features of the platform are sync and retrieval. So again, it is cross-functional on different devices, and you can watermark your files in case you're using Dropbox professional version. So that's a good thing. And again, advanced search can be enabled to like access files which are like long. If you want to find some files from a very big directory, so that's again a good feature for that Dropbox has. Next is Idrive. It has a salient feature that you can like back up all devices in a single platform dashboard. It has a dashboard interface, and it has high availability of data protection. So this is a good thing about Idrive, that it has a very secure kind of an interface. If you want to try Idrive, you can definitely visit the link idrive.com, and there are different plans by which you can check out. Next is SyncThing. Now this is an open source solution to the cloud space, the storage part, and the SyncThing provides a GUI based dashboard and security against data loss. So your data part plays a very pivotal role, a very key role in like securing the data on a free end. So you won't need to pay anything here as such. It is compatible with a smartphone mobile application. So that's about SyncThing. Next is sync.com. Syncing and sync.com are different. So sync.com has plans, standard, plus, and advanced. Again, the same thing, like how expiry date management and everything comes, password protection and all. The good thing about sync.com is that you can keep expiry date to the mails or whatever the data that you want to send, so that in case if the file is not accessed in the defined time period, it would get expired and the person or on the other end won't be able to access it. So it's again like very cross functional. You can use it on multiple platforms and devices using Windows, iPhone, Mac, Android, and the web. The iCloud, very familiar with all of us. We can use it across Apple devices, and you get a 5 GB free plan with one Apple ID. In case you need to have more space, you can definitely buy their other plans, which range from 5 GB to 50 GB to 100 GB and 2 TB. So that's how iCloud also again plays important, you could say, is an important space that actually Apple provides, and many of us use iCloud, even I do. So iCloud is interesting. Then we come to Amazon Drive. This was not much heard of, but yeah, Amazon also provides a drive that is known as Amazon Drive, which was formerly known as Amazon Cloud Drive, to storage cloud application managed by Amazon. And best part about this drive is that if in the US someone wants photo prints or something like that, Amazon Drive provides you photo print services. So there are different plans: basic, the unlimited photos plan, and the unlimited storage plan. So that's about Amazon Drive. And as we discussed, AWS, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud, all these are like interesting topics. We will have a in-depth session about each of these because there is a lot more to discuss on these topics. I have just like briefly informed you about these because we will definitely come up with a very interesting session ahead in time and dive deep into these three. So apart from these, there are other Alibaba Cloud and many other options too. We will discuss that in a specific cloud session. But for now, this is the brief. That's about today's session. So data, AI, and future is all integrated, and this is the pictorial, you could say, the two pictures that I have tried to get here speak for themselves, like how things are driven by data. Maybe it's in case of stock markets, maybe in case of marketing, or you say in case of business. So everything that we do today or everything that happens with us is somewhere or the other related to data. And this session actually is like to make people understand that how data plays a crucial role in everyone's life, how we sync on data, and many a times we keep auto sync on, and how our data points are directly automatically getting mapped. But in case if you want to be a very private person, if you don't want to share a lot of things, definitely you can turn off the auto sync and auto backup settings. So it's on you, like how you want to utilize, because data security is very important. And today, if we are trusting the different applications, still we don't know what exact data they are collecting. They have a privacy policy, but I would recommend that please go through the privacy policy. And also on our smartphones, you will probably get permissions as a option, where you will see that what permissions exactly any particular application is accessing. So keep a track on that, because many a times we just are in you could say hustle to accept and install the application, but we tend to give a lot of unwanted permissions that would risk our data privacy. So please be careful while accepting any kind of terms and conditions or any kinds of privacy policy agreements, because these days data is like the oil. In case if you just miss on any important point, you would it would lead to a bigger loss. So better if you keep a track on that. Apart from that, if you're using different applications on other different devices, so please be sure that it is logged in on only one device when you're using, and it is in front of you. It should not be like you have opened it on 5-6 devices and probably on any foreign computer or any different system that probably you don't use regularly, because misuse of data or misuse of your credentials can easily happen. So please stop that. In case if you just visit the activity tracker for Facebook or Google, you would understand wherever you are moving, location, like your location, what you chose, what you like, what you don't like, what you subscribe, etc. Everything gets marked. Every activity, every click that you make on these applications is being tracked, and they are easily able to predict what you want to do and what you like, what you don't like. So if you really just don't want to like too much, don't want to be exposed too much, please be safe on that front. uh, there are different policies, but still till now we have like try to break it down into simple terms so that everyone, even a common person who is not that technical, could understand that how data matters a lot. And this session particularly was on data management. We will in ahead focus more on cloud computing and their applications. So I hope I could give you something interesting today. So the references for this particular session were Wikipedia, tech journals, and blogs, of course. And thank you, the tech platform, and my organization, of course, Delta Innovators, for like combining and coming up with such an interesting topic. Because many times we think of bigger concepts, but sometimes we are not fundamentally strong, and that's what happens in case of data. Many people think that they are secure, but believe me, still there is a saying that no system is safe. So keep track of everything and be safe. With that, I would just like to come back to the session part. And in case if you want to have any discussion or any doubts, you can definitely reach out to me on LinkedIn. My name is Shubham Dumbre, and the organization is Delta the Innovators. So that's how we probably try to educate and help on different technical topics. We are trying to bridge a gap between the tech and the world. So that's about us. Thank you very much, Sophia.
Hi, Shubham.
Yeah, Sophia.
Yeah, it was a very wonderful session, and it was amazing. And I thought people would like to learn something more about that, the data management, because this is a very vast topic. It's a never
Correct.
ending topic. You keep on going, and it's a new things will come up again and again, again and again. So,
Correct.
um, I would like to suggest people that if you have any questions or you missed the sessions or other previous sessions, you can reach us in our social media platform, or you can reach Mr. Shubham Dumbre for that also. Any
Yeah.
queries, for any informations regarding the data management, the operating systems, the editing part, anything which you like to know, the more you want the information, you can reach us without any feeling, any feel free to ask. So right now, this was the wonderful session, I would say, Mr. Shubham Dumbre, that is so very nice session, that sitting home you are giving such a good thing. You are letting people learn about those things, right?
Yeah.
So because so this is the best platform right now. The online classes are the best platform to learn, because people can't go outside to learn now. You don't have any choice for that.
Correct.
So it's a best efforts from your side that you are letting people learn about those things. So I would like to say the other people that please stay isolated, stay at home, stay safe, so that we can see the world once again, the wonderful world which we used to live in.
Correct.